Juliya Chernetsky, fanpass.tv, Rock on the Range 2014, day one, sitting down with my new friends from Devour the Day. What's going on, Blake, Joey? Say hello.
Hello.
What's going on, guys? So you got some battle scars going on.
Yeah, jumping out in the audience and fingers, and I don't really know what happens until I get off stage, and I'm like, oh wow, I got injured again.
What's going on, guys? So you guys are a fairly new band. I mean, Egypt Central was your previous band. You went from drummer to singer. How does that work?
It's weird. It's fun, but it's weird. I like it.
Okay.
I miss the drums, but you know.
And you also just re-released your album, Time and Pressure. What does re-releasing an album do for a band? I think there's so much. I think it's so difficult to get your music heard these days. I guess that's why you would do it, right? There's a different packaging. There's a different, you're getting it out to the radio stations. How does it work exactly?
I think for us, a lot of it too was that we wanted the fans who had supported us from our independent release to have something that wouldn't be made again, to have something that when they had it signed and they came to the first shows when there was only 100 people there, they have that, and it'll never. It's a gift now because we've changed some things. We did a remix,
track on it,
right? And gives the old stuff, some validity that it might not have had without that. And then also the opportunity to work with great people like Brian Malouf, who remixed the record, and he's an awesome dude. He's like a musical Zen master when you're with him. He just makes you feel like you can create, and so it was a really cool experience that we wanted to share, and so that's why we did the remix.
How do remixes work? Like you made this album, it was your baby, and you did all this stuff, and now you're like changing the same tracks. How does that work for you as an artist?
Well, we just put it in the hands of a mixer. A lot of trust goes into that situation.
So you're not even involved.
Not really.
Except approval.
For the approval stage of it. But you listen to a guy's personality that he has in his mix, and Brian Malouf has a great strong sound, and so when he took the songs and started to redo them, they got stronger and they got bigger and louder, and so we were really
and more
really,
intense.
really,
I feel like more like.
There's excitement in that for us too, because I feel like we would nitpick it over and over again until the mix becomes, some kind of splatter paint. So it makes it exciting when it comes back to us, and we're kind of hearing it for the first time again.
So you guys are touring your asses off, obviously. You played a lot of clubs before. Obviously, we're here at this massive arena. How do you change your set list to adjust to something like this versus a club show?
We just shorten it.
There's no, there isn't like high intensity tracks versus mellow tracks. Like you don't.
Absolutely, we have songs that definitely they take a step back or they sit down, I would say. But for festivals like these, and with the amount of energy that's out there, and what all the other bands are doing as well, we like to play stuff that's just always there and always fast and always in the face.
Grab people's attention, even if they don't know your band, right?
Exactly, because we opened second stage today. I think we were the first band to play.
It's like a big deal, so you're like the icebreakers.
Right, so everybody's kind of like looking at you like, are you guys gonna set the pace? And so we tried to do that.
We gave him permission too, which apparently worked the best.
What's that?
Like third song in, we gave him permission. I was like, hey guys, it's cold.
Have a good time.
We all start jumping around, it's gonna warm up. Let's do it. And they're like, yeah. That feels good. Yeah, so we just kind of.
What would we have a lot of musicians watching this show, people who want to do what you guys are doing, and being that this band is really new, what would you recommend to young people trying to make it happen? It's such a different industry now.
Oh, absolutely. I think for us, the trust factor is huge. Our music is all about honesty, and our business half of that music business title has been very tainted up to this point. So my advice would be, if you're waiting on the next big record deal, or you're waiting on the next big management deal, or the next booking agent from the local, it doesn't matter. It's make yourself. Go back and listen to Incubus, Make Yourself. He plans it out, the whole thing. And it's going to take hard work. There is no elevator ride. Take the stairs.
You want something done right, do it yourself.
What's the big goal for Devour the Day? What's the master plan? What's on top of the mountain?
We don't really have a plan. We've kind of been discussing that all day.
We don't know, man. Just make rock and roll.
I wish I could tell you we knew what we were doing, but we don't.
Yeah,
What is your great desire as a band?
I think for us, because we would rather be called musicians than rock stars. I think we've talked about that before, but I think the grand goal is the artistic masterpiece. There's not really like the up and down of being famous. We've kind of already seen like good and bad of all of it. Not that we've been uber famous.
Fame is really overrated.
But and we never really cared. You know, we're comic book nerds who like making music and.
What's your favorite comic book?
Character or a specific series?
Both.
I like
Mine
the.
is
I
the
was a big
Sandman,
Wolverine
so
fan.
that's why I like.
Oh wow, yeah.
Sandman?
Yeah.
I was a big Wolverine fan.
I like the Dark Knight series, and then Hulk's probably my favorite character.
Sorry, I had to go off the comic book rant for a second, but go on.
So yeah, for us, I think
Comic book
somewhere,
nerds.
somewhere around 50, 60, I hope that we have become the songwriters that we hope to be. And until that point, I think it's just going to be called The Struggle, and you get to ride along with us, you know?
That's the next album title, The Struggle.
I thought about
Ride
it.
along.
Yeah. Ride along, yeah.
The Struggle.
Dot.
Ride along.
And it's just me laying on the table.
The arrow.
Come on.
I want credit.
Jump
I want
on.
Credit.
Yeah.
See, now that's a
2%.
whole different.
She knows the music
just
business.
turned-
Right to the money. Now you're going to owe me.
Now, you're in front of, you're affecting so many kids, right? You're in their ear, you're in front of their eyes. What's the message you want to pass along? What do you want these like lonely, needy kids who need a message to hear from you? What's your...
I think the first message that we have is that you're not alone, that we have the same thoughts and feelings and insecurities, and just because it feels like you're the only person in the world that has that many problems, it's not like that. Everybody has.
And that's the
has
biggest
demons.
problem. That's how I felt as a teenager. And then I would listen to my metal tunes and be like, they know! How did they know? It saved my life. Like, rock and roll saved my life. Like, I remember like laying in bed with my headphones on, listening to Megadeth, or listening to Pink Floyd, or listening to Sabbath, and being like, there's hope. Like, I'm not alone. Because it gets sad out there.
It does, and I agree. I think I talked about it earlier. Someone said, "What is music to you?" And I talked about it being my lifeline. Because if there wasn't music, I really don't know where I would fit in on this crazy place called Earth or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like so.
I totally hear you.
But
Well, thank you guys so much. We love you. Devour the Day, Time and Pressure has been just re-released. Make sure you pick it up. And it's Rock on the Range. We're going to go have some cocktails and rock on out. See you in the pit. That guy will see you.